Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines from our city, from our state, from our country, Mexico, and we combine them with comments, questions, ideas, suggestions you may have so that we can all learn from all this information and have a better life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. It is a pleasure to get together with you. And today we have just about a little bit of everything from good news, bad news, important news. And of course, I'm dying of envy after seeing all the fun you guys had yesterday with Florida Man. I tell you, I was not so funny. I was not so fortunate, but we'll save that for the chit chat section. Let us get started with the news because we have a lot of important things to share today and some very sad news. And then we will continue with the rest of the broadcast. And we begin with truly tragic news from Mexico City. One of Mexico City's subway lines collapsed at an overpass last night, resulting in at least 23 deaths and 70 wounded. The tragedy took place last night at around 10 p.m. when a beam supporting the overpass gave way to the weight of the train, and in less than 2 seconds, 2 train cars came down on the ground in the middle of heavy traffic. Originally touted as the subway system's most modern line, Line 12 has been plagued with problems and imperfections since it was inaugurated 9 years ago in 2012. 2 years later, the line was closed due to the fact that 11 of its 20 stations needed repairs. And since 2017, when 2 considerable earthquakes shook the city, many have feared that a major tragedy could happen at any time. Here is a photograph of the intersection. We can see what it looks like during the daytime, and we can see the same exact spot where this tragedy unfolded last night. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has stated that no efforts will be spared in determining who or what was at fault. I must comment, there were a gazillion headlines about this, but one of my favorite ones had to do with nearby people, neighbors, strangers, just rushing to be of help. And that says a lot about the solidarity of the Mexican people in very sad situations like this. Needless to say, this is something that is going to become an ongoing investigation, and we will be following this quite closely. In other very important local news, the senior vaccination campaign that was extended until yesterday continues to be extended today at the Ixtapa Dome. So if you are a local senior and you are still missing a vaccine, today is your day. Vaccines will be available until 4 p.m. this afternoon. This is the CanSino vaccine. It's only one shot. I am this tempted to just walk down there and say, hey, dudes, I'm not quite a senior, but, just give me the goddamn prick. No, seriously, guys, if you're still missing your vaccine and you're at 60 or older and you are a local and you have your papers, please take good care of yourselves. We had previously announced that cemeteries in the state of Jalisco would remain closed around Mother's Day to avoid crowds. Now it seems as though the government has changed its mind, allowing folks to visit their loved ones with some restrictions. The official protocol will be made available today or tomorrow, but it was advanced that no parties or music would be allowed. And of course, this is one of those places in which I failed being a good Mexican. When I read that news note, I thought to myself, people party at cemeteries. And I know that it happens, but I mean, for better or worse, in my family, we never did this. This is not something that I'm familiar with. But I know people that bring food to their loved ones and, have a picnic at the graveyard and play music and so forth and so on. No shade. I mean, if that's part of somebody's tradition, I appreciate that very much. But it's so funny. That is one of the things that in my family we never did it. But I know I have Mexican friends that do this quite frequently. So to each their own. And of course, we'll be looking forward to getting more specific sanitary guidelines for Mother's Day, should you be inclined to go visit your loved ones during those days. Now, I got ahead of myself. According to Health Undersecretary Hugo Lopez-Gatell, Mexico will not conclude its overall vaccination campaign until the first trimester of 2021. Up until now, a little over 10% of the population has received their COVID-19 vaccines, and it is expected that that amount will double by the month of July. Needless to say, there's a part of me that is thinking, well, once they get done with the vaccines, what will happen then? I mean, will we be needing more vaccines to strengthen what we already have? Is this going to become an annual thing? But of course, I'm sure we're all wondering that. Nobody has those answers just yet. But I thought you should know where Mexico stands right now as far as the strategy to get people vaccinated. We turn now to the weather and then continue with some leisurely headlines. May the 4th be with you, meatbag, says our weather. Yes, today is May 4th. Tomorrow is May 5th. We're going to be talking about the rules of engagement, by the way, of May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, later on in our chit-chat section, because I want to make sure that you behave like responsible locals when it comes to Cinco de Mayo and all the hullabaloo that some people tend to make, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Today is 25 degrees, feels like 25. Humidity is low, 40%. I was out and about walking yesterday, and it was delightful. It was warm, absolutely, but it was very, very comfortable to be out and about in the city. Fahrenheit temperature is 26 degrees, and our weather forecast for today calls for a clear day throughout the day. High temperature 29, low temperature 19. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is going to be clear through the day. High temperature 29, low temperature 20. And Thursday, we will have another clear day with a high temperature of 29 and a low temperature of 21. Somehow it seems that the temperature decreased ever so slightly in the past couple of days, and that makes me very, very happy. Moving on with a couple of three more leisurely headlines before we begin our daily chit-chat. I want to let you know about Spirit Airlines, which is a low-cost U.S. airline. They will begin offering flights to Puerto Vallarta starting this coming July, offering a total of 18 routes to Cancun, Los Cabos, and Puerto Vallarta from 13 U.S. airports. The three routes that will land in Puerto Vallarta will originate in Los Angeles, Houston, and Dallas-Fort Worth. I also wanted to talk to you about this report that indicates that at present time there are at least 10 active fires in our state forests due to the current conditions of dry heat, drought, and no rain. So far this year, there have been a total of 817 forests in our state. Governor Alfaro took to his Twitter account to indicate that our government's responsibility is to do everything humanly possible to put out these forest fires and guarantee that where there is a fire today, there will be new trees tomorrow and not new constructions or new crops. As a society, it is our duty to look after our forests and natural resources more now than ever. And the last headline that I have before we dive into Taco Tuesday was really published for me. I found this at Huffington Post. 25 things you need if you've never cleaned your home correctly. I must confess that I am no house cleaning expert, and the pandemic took the worst of me. Ever since it started, my house has become progressively dustier, but I'm not embarrassed to say, if you happen to be among those of us that are just cleaning challenged, this article is for us. And let's see. Yes, let's do Taco Tuesday before we get chatty, because I want to tell you about this taco place, and then we will continue with our hellos and a bit of conversation, of course. Today's taco place is called, where are you? It's called La Matona. And La Matona is an amazing taqueria here in Colonia Versalles. It's perfect for people that enjoy adventure and for size queens. Why? Well, because their calling card is this ginormous thing called La Matona. It's this 46 centimeter long taco. And you can get technical here and think, well, it is La Matona, not El Maton. And a taco is a masculine word in Spanish. La Matona is a feminine word. So you could argue that this is actually a giant quesadilla because I saw them put cheese in it. But whether it is a quesadilla or a taco, it is a humongous tortilla with all kinds of chingaderas inside of it. And this is what it looks like when it's brought over to your table. They even have these fabulous long plates. And again, if you love your thrills, you could eat one of these by yourself. If you're a size queen, just open your mouth big and wide and let that big thing just fill you with taco pleasure. And they were absolutely pleasurable to enjoy. I also have this, other than the ginormous matonas, they serve regular quesadillas and regular tacos. And this is an afternoon and evening operation. And one of the nice things that I liked about it is that on the menu, you could actually order the meat by weight. Like you can order half a kilo of meat and it comes with tortillas and so forth and so on. And and of course, there is a salsa station where you can self-service yourself to the whatever salsas you choose to enjoy. And that is La Matona. Let me show you what the La Matona video turned out like. And here we go. And of course, if you go and visit our Taco Tuesday map, well, La Matona was already there because it is a Versalles restaurant, so we had just copied over the information. But now it sits here with its brand new video. And as you know, this amazing map, if I may say so myself, is available to anyone that has become a supporting member here at Coffee and Headlines. We're adding more and more taquerias every Tuesday, and it was absolutely fun and yummy to go back to this particular location and and enjoy the tacos. And we'll be going back sometime in the near future. The last thing that I want to share with you is some rules of engagement for Cinco de Mayo, which is coming up today, tomorrow rather, but we're going to save those for the chit chat section. If you are joining us today for the news are done, and I wish you a lovely day. But if you wish to stick around, we are now going to chit chat. Whoosh! So that's where the new intro goes, and we haven't built it. But hello, everyone. It's great to see you. Let's take a quick look at who is in the house. As I was telling you when we began the broadcast today, up till 2 minutes before the broadcast, I was just laughing my heart out, taking a look at some of the wonderful things that you guys were doing with Florida Man. I tell you, Florida Man is quite something. Hello, Alan. Yes, we just ate the tacos, and we're gonna eat more tacos. Jeff, or gay off. Let me not let time go by without wishing your husband a happy 40th birthday. I caught a Facebook post seeing that your husband turned 40. Happy birthday to him. Let's see what else we have. Absolutely, prayers for the folks in Mexico City. What a tragic situation. Joey, it's great to see you. Let's see what else we have. And yes, we're going to be keeping our thoughts and good vibes forward today because both Raymond and Michael, who are regulars here at the show, are undergoing surgery today. Not together, each one on its own, on their own, but we wish them good vibes and we hope for a speedy recovery. My sister's here. Very sad news from Mexico City. My sister, of course, lives in Mexico City, and knowing that you're all calm and connected, hermanita, lets me to indicate that no one in the family was on that subway car. The subway, it's like the subway moves so many people. It is such a tragic situation. Let's see what else we have here. Boom, parim, pam, 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 pim. Brad says, got our new condo. Woohoo. Well, woohoo to you too, Brad. That is congratulations. If your condo is here in Puerto Vallarta, mazel tov. I hope it is a good thing. I hope you will furnish it and it'll make you super, super happy. Paula lets us know that her birthday is tomorrow. We can talk about your birthday all you want. Just brace yourself, Paula, because we're going to go there in a minute. Let's see. Let's see what else. Sean O'Brien says, oh no, not Spirit Airlines. Okay, we can see that Sean has probably not had a good experience with them. Ni modo. Let's see what else. Pum, 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 pum. Okay, so Sean elaborates. Greyhound bus of the sky. Greyhound bus of the skies. Well, I remember what was it called? When I was a student, a college student in the United States, People Express. That's what it was called. That was the Greyhound of the skies. People Express. What a crazy experience to hop on a plane and have them sell you a bag of popcorn. Let's see what else we have. Does anyone find a real difference between gas or carbon in the preparation of pastor? That is a really good question, Gayoff. And I'm sure that connoisseurs will argue that there is a difference, of course. But I'll be the first person to confess that unless I was looking for it or I was thinking about it, I wouldn't know the difference. Usually, by the time I sit down to enjoy tacos al pastor, it's because I'm hungry and I want them, and I want them soon, and I want them now. But if anybody has something to add, I'd love to hear about it. Pat Keefe says frustrating, but of course, because I'm reading your comments in a linear fashion, I don't know what that is about. All I can say is, Pat, don't be frustrated. Let's see what else we have. Lots of comments about tacos. Thank you very much. Florida man accused of forcing small alligator to drink beer. I tell you, Florida man is out and about. If you missed the broadcast yesterday, all you have to do is go into Google, type the phrase Florida man, and then type your birthday. You don't even have to include the year. I typed Florida man July 8th, and then I found out that Florida man is up to no good. I tell you. Florida man, bad thing. Taco Tuesday's always an inspiration for my weekend cooking. Te quiero mucho, Earl. So it's always wonderful to see you here. Let's see. A couple of weeks ago, I ate at Ojeda's restaurant in Dallas. I had no idea there was such a thing, Justin. That's wonderful. It's always nice to be thought about. Thank you very much. My sister confirms no family tragedies. Thank you very much. And I picked my nose. I can't believe I just did that, but it was itchy. Don't know that I've ever seen al pastor made on carbon. How would that work with the vertical rotisserie? Dave, what they do is they put the carbon behind a grid, I believe. Again, not a connoisseur. Usually I just crave them and I eat them and I enjoy them. And if that makes me a Mexican taco slob, then I'm guilty as charged. And speaking of being a Mexican anything, let me, I've read through all your comments. I want to talk to you briefly about Cinco de Mayo, which is tomorrow. And Cinco de Mayo is something that a lot of people make a big deal out of, but not here in Mexico. Cinco de Mayo is an annual celebration. The date observes the Mexican Army's victory over the French Empire at the Battle of Puebla. It took place on May 5th, 1862. This was done under the leadership of General Ignacio Zaragoza. But that's it. It's not an official holiday. Like, for example, we had May the 1st, Labor Day, off. We don't get Cinco de Mayo off. It is a holiday that is far more important to Hellmann's Mayonnaise and Taco Bell than it is to your average Mexican. It is not our independence. It is not our revolution. It is just a battle that took place. Now, how it became such a fabulous thing north of the border, I don't know. And I don't care. But here are your rules of engagement. I see that very quickly. John puts a big comment on how it is such a big day in Southern California. Well, the good news is that this is not Southern California. So I will tell you your rules of engagement for you as English-speaking locals. Number one, you do not have to acknowledge the day to anyone. Number two, you definitely do not want to acknowledge the day or wish a local Mexican a happy Cinco de Mayo day. We will just look at you and go, yeah, whatever. It's not important. Number three, you do not have to throw a party. We don't throw parties. Number four, again, you don't have to do anything about it. Now, if given all that information, you find yourselves north of the border and you are just compelled to whip out your fiesta ware and go stash your pantry with tequila mix or margarita mix, go do it. But keep it to yourselves. Keep it north of the border. We don't need any of that stuff here. If you are compelled to make taco dip, taco soup, taco salsa, taco meatloaf, taco face mask, taco smoothie, taco pie, or anything that has taco, have a blast. But just keep it north of the border. If you bring it south of the border, if you bring it to Mexico, you will just reveal yourself as a tourist. And you are not a tourist. You are a local, English-speaking local, aren't you? And that is my little itty-bitty take, a little bit irreverent on Cinco de Mayo. Again, don't make a big deal. Don't make a big deal. And to that lovely person, I forget what your name was, that said that tomorrow is your birthday, we will wish you a happy birthday. We will simply not wish you a happy Cinco de Mayo. Not here, not now. I am sorry to hear, though, that Glee's mother passed from COVID-19 on Cinco de Mayo, but that is, of course, a very different matter. Isn't Cinco de Mayo a barrio somewhere in Gringolandia? Asks Dave. I am sure that there are colonias out there that are called Cinco de Mayo Colonia. But again, it is one of those things. Oh my God! Don't forget to dump a Corona bottle in your margarita. Gay off. You're showing your tourist side. I don't know about that. Let's see. I have made lifelong friends with some misoriented travelers over the years who had booked their trips down here looking for a huge party and festivities over Cinco de Mayo. Hashtag bless their hearts. I would add another hashtag to that. I would say hashtag cosita, which is the cosita is that fabulous word we learned at some point that is like, oh, cutie, you little poor thing, you. And let's see what else. I love it. John will keep his lowrider in the garage. Thank you very much, John. We don't need lowriders down here in Puerto Vallarta. They would probably get ruined by the pavement, Let's see what else. I don't know if Catherine's comment has to do with lowriders or not, but it came out right after the lowrider remark. That just the thought of watching you riding a lowrider, Catherine, I may want to pay some pesos to see that in person. Anyhow, this is what we have for today. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It is May the 5th, and it'll be Walking Wednesday for us, as usual. But between now and then, I hope you will have an amazing day. If you are here in Puerto Vallarta and you wish to recommend a taco place, or there is a taco place that you like that you would like us to take a look at, we'll be very happy to do that. If, as always, you have enjoyed yourself and have learned something new or laughed a little bit or, thought about something a little bit, you know what to do. And of course, please have a lovely day today. Stay kind, stay calm, stay happy, stay well fed with wonderful tacos. And last but not least, stay in touch. And hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.